So in this second part of creating the inner plasma cloud, we are going to set up the values and settings of the nodes to get the results you see on the render. The first thing that we are going to adjust is disconnecting the color mix node, because we are only going to use one color ramp node in this video. The other one are for the next lecture. So this still connected color ramp node we are going to modify later on. To start, we are going to give all our matte nodes the correct settings needed to get the desired shader. I am going to help you with arrow signs to point you to the right node that you then have to modify. Let's just in between the matte nodes change the gradient texture settings to quadratic sphere so that we can start seeing something in the viewport. After the matte node, we can start giving all the texture nodes the right values and settings. So please pay attention to what changes I am making. This noise node we are leaving for the next lecture. Now we are going to set all but the top mapping node to texture setting. The top one we set to normal. We are also going to change some of the location and rotation values in these two nodes. Now we can start adjusting the color ramp node to finalize our shader. On the color ramp node, we can add two extra handles. The two new ones we can give a color and leave the most left and right handle black. Moving the left handle slightly to the right will give the shader a better fading effect. We can give one handle a blue color to check in the viewport how it looks. When in top view, we can see that our shader is not symmetrical, so I must have done something wrong when changing the rotation value in one of the mapping nodes. So let's correct this. I can see that I changed the rotation in the wrong mapping node. So now it is symmetrical. The reason this shader is not round is because of the changes I made to the location and rotation of these two mapping nodes. So now back in camera view it looks more like an eye because of the changes in the mapping nodes. So let's continue with our color ramp node. We can give the second left handle the color black and move it more to the left. Then with the middle handle selected we can add 3 more handles. So all the handles except the black ones we can give different colors to see how it looks. I am just going to decrease the viewport render sample so that it renders a bit smoother. So I think we are starting to get the shader that we want here. But let's tweak our colors a bit more. Please know that the distance between the handles are also important. So I advise you to tweak the handles similar to mine, so that you end up with a similar result. Of course, feel free to experiment after saving your file first. I think we are nearly there. It is starting to look good. I am just going to experiment a bit with the colors here before I leave the selected handle on the color red. It is always good to experiment with different colors. This way you will get the feel of what you like and what you don't like. We can play a bit with the emission strength. Obviously, too much strength really ruins the shader. However, you could make a nice pulsating animation by animating the strength value. So let's zoom in on that preview render. It looks good to me, but in the next lecture I will show you how to spice it up a little more. So I hope you enjoyed this lecture and see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.